Today's date is February 27, 2015. I'm making this video. I am literally going to have to speak very fast because I'm limited on memory time on my video card. This right here is a rope that is tied to this branch that is all the way back to the back of my tent in order to prop it up, okay, to give it balance in reference to its frame and structure. Now, this is not where I have been hiking at. This is a spot that I had to move to as a result of it. It's going to rain today, beginning tonight. Okay. Now there's two other ropes. One right there that extends over there, and then another one over there that extends over there. Now, the reason why I'm making this video picture is there's some entrances to this area. I'm being gang stalked in La Jolla. And here's one of the entrances right here. I've only used it once myself. And I'm gonna reinforce some security here, so that way I can hear anybody coming up once it gets dark out, or even during the day. Okay. The point being is that they can easily come up in here and take a pair of scissors and cut that knife down while I'm in the tent sleeping. Okay. Or while I'm awake while it's raining, pouring. It's gonna rain all weekend. Now, if you don't think that gang stalking assholes won't do something like this, it's what they did in Connecticut. I left for the day out of my tent in Connecticut in the morning, and I went to the Stanford Library, and when I came home that night, the entire tent was slashed with a knife. All sides of it, even the bottom. And I didn't know that the creek that was right behind me would swell up. Okay? And that's what they wanted. They wanted to basically drown me out, so I would have to call the police to get me out of there. Hold on. And then what they did was, cleverly the next day, I had to go to the hospital. And so what they did cleverly the next day, and all of a sudden it came down with a migraine too, cleverly the next day they steered me to a church, who then steered me to a homeless shelter, who then tried to set me up in a neighborhood that was infested with drugs and prostitution. Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, and they did slash a tent at my last hiking area. So what I'm doing, it's going to rain tonight. And from what the radio is saying is that it's going to rain on and off up until Sunday. So, what I'm doing right now, in fact, I'm just going to go ahead and make this into one complete video pertaining to what I'm doing. See this tarp that's underneath the tent? I got this big old black weatherization sheet over here. And that's going to go on top of the tent, and then the ends of the tarp is going to be taped to the inside of the weatherization sheet that's going to cover the tent. That way I'll be like a burrito. It, in turn, should keep most of the rain out, because the rain is going to flood up in here a little bit, but it's going to mostly drain away from the tent because of the slope I'm on. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm underneath the trees that I'm underneath right now. I've already checked the base of them, okay, and the limbs and the branches. They're fully grown, adult, extremely healthy trees. So I don't anticipate any tree branches or anything else falling on me, or any trees falling on these trees and then causing the branches to fall on me. But I am definitely going to be very careful. If I think it's too windy out, I'll just get outside the tent and walk away, and maybe even try to take the tent down in order to save it. Because if I walk away from this area, okay, they'll come up in here and steal the tent. So I'll probably even have to, in the rain, in the soaking rain, take the tent down and reorientate it somewhere else. Now, this is literally how I gotta live because of gang stalking. Now, gang stalking created the homelessness of me, so you can Google that in reference to how they create homelessness of targets. I'm in La Jolla, California, and then go to YouTube and type in gang stalking and human trafficking, and then in a separate search at Google, type in gang stalking and police. So this is just so basically what I'm basically going to do is try and make this tent into a burrito to seal it up as much as possible, and then create some channels for the rain to flow to, kind of like a gutter, you know how a gutter acts. So the rain, once it comes down up in here, can be channeled away from the tent. But the point being is that once it gets dark out, these motherfuckers can come up in here, because if it's raining hard, it's going to be hard to hear them taking even away the security parameter that I put up. All I got to do is come in here and take a knife to that fucking rope, and or to those, and boom. Now, if you don't think that these little wild whore red-ass animals don't know what I'm doing, understand this, please, and please understand very carefully. Go to Google and type in covert surveillance and gang stalking, covert observation and gang stalking, and research it extensively. Spend at least an hour and a half researching just that, okay? And you will see that these wild, filthy, rat-ass whores do most of what they do with an opportunist personality as a result of the covert tracking, surveillance, and observation. In other words, they cause the target individual to experience staged assaults, even staged rapes, staged robberies, anything that they can do to cause the target individual to feel hopeless about what's happening to them as a result of not just what they're doing to the target directly, but also what they will cause the target to go through covertly. Make no mistake about it, I know exactly what I'm talking about, because I have been dealing with these little filthy rat-ass whores, excuse my language, okay, for 12 years openly. Okay, I've read targeted individuals' blogs and seen YouTube videos online where targeted individuals are talking about being gang stalked for 20 straight years and more. So just research this crime, research my statements, and you will see I'm telling you the truth. In closing, go to Google and YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman exposes flat-out evidence of gang stalking," "Learning Disabled Woman catches gang stalking," "Learning Disabled Woman exposes gang stalking," "Learning Disabled Woman being gang stalked at hiking areas," and you'll see I'm telling you the truth. This video applies for the next week pertaining to this hiking area, which goes by an abbreviated code, RR Colony 5-1. That code was created by me for legal and strategic and security purposes. Have a good day.